Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks again for joining me. I'll look into some more MTG market movers for the day and for the week as well for Sunday, 15/08/2021. Please like and subscribe. I always forget to say that at the start, but it'll help the channel and help me as well. Thanks. So the first card is Howling Mind. Now this one is from Secret Lairs. Impossible to tell where it's going to end up. It took a big dive after it was first announced from $10 down to what is that? The low of $5 average, $5.69. Now that the average is starting to move up to $6.50, it's probably accurate. As you can see, every single one of the Howling Mines is over the price of $6. For the Secret Lairs to be $6 or less, it makes no sense. People would have picked less of this copy up because it was not very profitable, which means there should be less of it in the first place. Sadly, it wasn't unique art. Is that true? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So it was unique in the fact that it has the alpha and the beta, but then it's got also the classic 6th edition. So all the other ones are separate. Revised edition is $15. Unlimited is $159. Okay, so this is actually a really weird one because the art is obviously being reprinted. The cheapest version for this art is $8.59. But does that mean that this is going to be a more expensive card than that? Probably not. So we'll have to see where this stabilizes, but I think it's got an extra about $1 to maybe $2 to go. Next, Savage Lands from Commander 2017. This is a perfect example of a slow gain over time. Starting off in 2018 as, 17 cents. Now it's moved up to $1.49. That actually is a huge gain of probably about 1,000% when you think about it like that. But overall, you might want to just double it again. So probably about 400% increase. TCG Player records it as 99 cents. I think it's a good card. It's been printed plenty of times. It might come up in more Commander sets. But the prices for it to continue going up will pretty much mean it shouldn't be printed in the next couple of months. We'll see what happens. Darkness from Time Shifted. Now this card has been on the list a few times. It's popping back up after a huge increase in the last day. Starting in from a market price of $14.08, moving up to $16.86. The average price has got an even bigger jump, pretty much moving from $27 to, $36. So that's quite impressive. It's only been printed in Legends. Again in Legends, not on the reserve list. So you might want to keep an eye on it and see what's going on. I think it's mostly because it is popping up in a deck or two in Pauper and Modern, but that doesn't always mean it's going to be a sure thing, so we'll see. Now, Commander. So, Altvara Hellkite from Commander 2017. Great card. Started from $4.43 in 2020. Moved up to about $13.59, so a huge increase. Mostly because of all the Commander dragons that have been coming out in the last couple of sets. Plenty of reasons to get a card that actually gets a huge benefit from having dragons in play. 7 mana for a 6/6. I'm only saying 7 because you obviously are going to play your Commander Lord. Makes all dragons 1 less, but good value. Moving on to Brushlands. Now this is just a bit of a messy spike near the end. As you can see, it's been moving up quite a bit in the last couple of days, but this is the average price. Could be a bit of manipulation. The other cards in this are all around about the $7.46 range. So this is a special $12 range, most likely because most of these are, black bordered. So most of them are black bordered, except for the Ice Age one, which is strange because I would have thought the Ice Age one is actually quite good, except for the artwork. Next, Skull Snatchers from Plane Chase Anthology. Pretty cool Rat Ninja. Took a huge dive after the last couple of days. You can see that the market price in 2021 of February actually went up to $2.89, and now it actually dropped down to $1.15. So this card is actually cheaper than it's ever been. So if any increase comes out, it's mostly because it was remembered again. The card itself is not that impressive, but for 1 mana to put a 2/1 into play, it's kind of cool. And it's a rat, so, maybe there's something going on with that. Next. Strip Mine from Antiquities. Now, this is obviously going to be an expensive card because it's from Antiquities. You can see that the market price is averaged out at about $134. TCG plays says 59 cents. There is plenty of other reprintings of this card, so you are going to have to decide on what is valuable for you. They all look different, which means that you're going to get some differences in that as well. The 4th edition is way cheaper at $16. It depends on why you want to pick it up. Rampant Growth from Plane Chase. Now, this card, I don't know what happened. I bought a couple of these, but I didn't expect them to jump up to $4 or anything. And truthfully, I haven't actually bought many cards recently, and I'm not too sure what's going on with some of these cards. You can see that pretty much every single one of these other Rampant Growths are all sitting at a perfectly normal price. Let me just check that. Let's say come out of 2021. Has that got a huge increase in the last couple of months? Nope, not at all. It's been flatlining. So maybe let me know if there's anything special with this Plane Chase version. I can't see any reason why it's so much more expensive. Rod of Absorption, extended art from Commander Forgotten Realms. This is a good card. It took a massive dive from $20 when it was first being shown to $2.45. Now it's slowly gaining back up. Maybe a good time to pick it up. You can get $1.77 for one of these as well. Non-extended version. It depends on why you want it. It's a new card. Howling Mine, 9th edition. Of course, we did talk about the other Howling Mines. All Howling Mines seem to be climbing up. And this is most likely because Commander, with the other cards that are coming out that benefit people drawing a card, you can get a benefit out of that. So this is actually one of the best ways to get everyone to draw a card, and then you jump in on the fun. It's a good group hug deck, but it's also good if you have other ways to get advantage of people drawing cards. Like, you get tokens. Demonic Attorney. Now, this is a revised edition of Demonic Attorney, but you can see that it took a huge upswing around about February 2021 and started falling, but it is on the reserve list, has only been printed in Alpha Beta Collector. No one cares about those. Unlimited edition. So this is the cheapest version of it and $3.58, but I'm pretty sure it's banned in every single format because it is saying that you're playing for keeps. That's terrible. So next. Armageddon Classic 6th edition, slow gain over time for this card. Big, think about a 12% gain in the last couple of days. You can see that it's been printed plenty of times. It was even in alpha, beta, like they look pretty cool. And obviously for $799 and $999, you're going to get something out of that that is separate from playing the card. You're going to box it up and keep it safe. But the gains are still there, and it is still moving quite consistently. And you're going to probably see possibly other Armageddons follow suit. Urza Mine, Mouth, Antiquities. Now, Antiquities, I looked at the previous one. It has a lot of different sections spread out for a lot of these cards. So the Antiquities Urza's Mine for this is actually really cool. So you are going to see that some of these prices are going to be completely different to what others are going to record. So you got Antiquities right here, which separates out Antiquities like Urza's Mine. And they're all cool, unique setups, so cool, unique art. So you're really going to have to decide on which ones you find valuable, and there is probably more details online somewhere else. Aggravated Assault. Now, I actually wanted to keep an eye on this card for two reasons. One of them is I have two versions of this card, and I wasn't too sure. I wasn't keeping an eye on this card because I didn't expect it to move that much. But you can see from the Explorers of Ixalan that it's moved up at 20% today, and it's sitting at $25, and just a couple of months ago, it was sitting at $19. So, just a couple of weeks ago, sitting at $19, and the lowest it was sitting at was obviously back in April 2020 when it was $6. So this is applicable for a lot of cards where in the last, year, they've gained from $6 to, let's say, $25. Now, that's inflation. We are not in a good time. But the next thing I wanted to show you was the fact that this Masterpiece version, which I also got, but I got it when it was quite a bit cheaper because no one really wanted it. But you can see that it went from $30 to $71. So there is some value to be found in some of these old school Masterpiece sets. So is that going to apply for the new ones? Maybe, maybe not. They did get distributed and printed a lot more. Now I jumped over to Australian dollar. You know what? Let's just continue moving on. So the next thing is we're going to look at any big movers for this week, and I am actually quite surprised to say, other than Luminarch Aspirant, which is a 12% drop, nothing else hit even the 10% mark. So that's pretty crazy. Another thing to remember is for the weekly changes, Omnath Locus Recreation, because the Elemental deck had a 20% gain, but it started flatlining quite early. Then you got the cards like Hall of the Storm Giant, which is sitting at $2.29 at a 22% gain, and Esika's Chariot, which got a 26% gain of and sitting at $1.80. As for the biggest drops, you got Glasspool Mimic, which had a huge gain in the last couple of days, so obviously a 21% drop for that. And Demi Leech, $11.99, a 16% drop. Just more showings of it around because people are opening packs. Next, Modern Defense Grid, 21% gain today, $24.21. That's crazy. Darkness, another 10% gain, $33.08. Howling Minds, 21% gain, $7.36. And Fists of the Sun, 11% gain, sitting at $12.68. Pretty crazy all around. You got Blood Moon having a 15% drop, and Brushlands having a 13% drop. For the weekly Engineer Explosives, I think someone said a while back that they got a couple of these. Very good pickup because they really took off. 63% gain this week. Renan 6, 13% gain, now sitting at $1.30. Ugh. Hate those ads. Chalice of the Void, a 16% gain, sitting at $82.52. Blood Moon, a 20% gain, sitting at $29.86. And Scion of the Earth Dragon, $13.95, 37% gain. Dress Down, another one we noted for this week, 149% gain and sitting at $5. The biggest drops? Not really much. So weekly change, Modern is still doing really, really well. Savage Gorger, obviously this card is specialized because it must have come from one of the, package sets, trainer sets? Well, something like that? I don't know. But it's a hard to get card just because of the fact that you had to go out of your way to get that pack. But I'm pretty sure they're giving those out for free, unless someone can correct me. 102% gain, sitting at $1.19. Biggest drops? Nothing that I can notice. Revel in Riches, a 28% gain. Relentless Dead, 18% gain, and Alpine Moon at 28% gain as well. The biggest drops, Rishkar's Expertise, dropping down by 14% to now sit at $5.15. And I think we will cover it off with that. I was going to talk about the US dollar, the fact that it took a bit of a dump, but the fact that it's still over the 50 and the 200-day moving average. The fact that Bitcoin is now below above its 200-day moving average, which means that it's looking very expansionary, but this could be another trick and fool where it then drops below it, because right now it's sitting below the $46,000 range, which is 46,000 is a huge level of resistance / support. So it has to close above that. And the US 10-year yield, which shows us what our interest rates are doing. Now, I always thought that the interest rates followed whatever Bitcoin's doing. So if Bitcoin went ahead of the interest rates and decided to stay above the 200, while the 10-year yield dropped below the 200, what does that mean? What does that mean indeed? That is a tricky one to analyze right now. We're going to have to see what happens next week. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a good one and take care. See ya.